Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dion, and today we're going to be talking about advertisements, consumerism, and TikTok shop. This has been on my list of topics to cover for about a month, but I didn't know exactly what avenue I wanted to go down, and even as I'm filming this, I'm not really sure how the video is going to turn out, but I am just getting so fed up with the constant advertisements that we're being fed that I just needed to talk about it because I'm actually going crazy. So if you like conversations around fashion and consumerism and sustainable fashion in general, then definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel because I post videos every Thursday. And with that, let's get into it. So essentially what sparked this topic is TikTok shop. TikTok, the app, was fun. It was flirty. Yes, there was a lot of micro trends. Yes, there was a lot of get ready with me's and hauls, but it was fine. And then it introduced TikTok shop, which right in the app of TikTok, there's STEM, which is like, I'm not here to learn science, technology, engineering, or math. Then it's your following page. Then it's TikTok shop. Then it's the For You page, then it's like live and everything else. But it's like, you can't swipe between what you're following and your For You page without going through TikTok shop. And TikTok shop is so frustrating. And it's just like basically Amazon, but inside of TikTok. And as a result, they become TikTok shop creators whose job is to peddle this crap to users on TikTok. So I wanted to talk about like my frustration with how comfortable we are with like toxic language and constantly bombarding people with advertisements and selling people things. I also wanted to talk about like the history of advertisements in the United States, predatory advertising and what that means, then going into like TikTok and basically just like how to combat this like constant bombardment of capitalism and advertising. So that's sort of the outline of what we're gonna do. It's a little bit amorphous, but I needed to get this out. So first, we're gonna talk about sort of history of advertising in the US. This is from a George Mason University research journal. Quote, advertisements in colonial America were most frequently announcements on goods on hand, but even in this early period, persuasive appeals accompanied dry descriptions. Benjamin Franklin's Pennsylvania Gazette reached out to readers with new devices like headlines, illustrations, and advertising placed next to editorial material. 18th and 19th century advertisements were not only used for consumer goods. A particularly disturbing form of early American advertisements were notices of slave sales or appeals for the capture of escaped slaves. Advertising agencies became servants of the new national advertisers, designing copy and artwork and placing advertisements in the places most likely to attract buyer attention. In the 1920s, under Secretary of Commerce Herbert Hoover, the American government promoted advertising. Hoover himself delivered an address to the Associated Advertising Clubs of the World in 1925. Advertising is a vital force in our national life. In October 1929, the head of the U.S. Bureau of Foreign and Domestic Commerce, Julius Klein, stated, advertising is key to world prosperity. This was part of the unparalleled collaboration between business and government in the 1920s. The coming of television in the 1950s dramatically enlarged the arena of advertising. With most families having automobiles and more leisure time, travel holidays became much more common, and the motel and tourism industries eagerly supported large-scale advertising. In the public service arena, the Ad Council aggressively promoted Americanism as a Cold War strategy, with campaigns such as the Freedom Train, the Crusade for Freedom, Religion in American Life, Atoms for Peace, and People's Capitalism. People's capitalism. People's capitalism. As cable and satellite television became increasingly prevalent, specialty channels emerged, including channels entirely devoted to advertising, such as QVC, the Home Shopping Network, and HSN. In the United States in the 1960s, public health advocates focused on limiting the advertising of tobacco products. In 1971, cigarette advertisements were taken off the air in television and radio. This led marketers to shift their money over to print. In the 1980s, public health groups pressed for more comprehensive restrictions. This posed a problem for the United States due to the constitutional protections of freedom of expression under the First Amendment. However, corporate marketing messages are not granted the same protections as non-commercial speech. Advertising messages, or commercial speech, include commercial advertising, promises, and solicitations. Although commercial speech has been subject to regulation in order to protect consumers, it is still granted certain rights under the First Amendment. That's just the beginning of the United States granting human rights to advertisers and companies and corporations. But as you can see, just from this brief history, advertising and consumerism and capitalism is almost like a pro-America propaganda. It is the lifeblood of our nation. It is the key to world prosperity. Hyper-consumerism and buying crap you don't need is the key to world prosperity. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear the ridiculousness of that? But that is really how things were sold, is if you buy this, you're supporting America industry. You're being pro-Christianity, pro-religion, anti-communism, anti-whatever it is. Advertisements purposely get into your psyche of wanting to be a good American, a good housewife, a good husband, a smooth talker, a stylish person, a popular person, a loved person. Advertisements prey on your need to belong and use that, saying if we all want to be Americans, if we all want to be the best housewife possible, this is what you have to buy. So now we're going to talk about the 6 modes of predatory advertising and what exactly predatory advertising is, and so we can protect ourselves against predatory advertising language. So predatory advertising or predatory marketing can be largely understood as the practice of manipulating vulnerable persons or populations into unfavorable market transactions through the undisclosed exploitation of these vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities include 1. Physical vulnerability, wherein certain biological or physiological traits render an individual less likely to engage in market transactions from a fair position. Examples are weight loss drugs and unregulated medical advertisements. 2. Cognitive vulnerability, wherein cognitive deficiencies render an individual unable to fully comprehend and process advertising information that may be deceptive or manipulative. An example of this is advertising to children and minors or the elderly. 3. Motivational vulnerability, wherein certain individual traits or extraordinary personal circumstances may inhibit a person's ability to resist or properly negotiate certain market advances. An example of this is price inflation funeral services to freshly grieving people. Social vulnerability, wherein the social circumstances of an individual greatly increases their propensity to engage in unfavorable transactions. Example is the marketing of for-profit colleges to combat veterans struggling to find gainful employment. 5. Emotional vulnerability, wherein the emotional states of individuals, temporary or persisting, are leveraged by the advertisers to sell products that purportedly address these emotional ills. Example of this is using comprehensive data collection to give you ads in real time. And 6. Economic vulnerability, wherein an individual's economic circumstances either limits their ability to engage in alternative market transactions or increases the chance they will be susceptible to other predatory marketing schemes. Example of this are MLMs and high-interest loans. So now that we know the 6 tenets of predatory advertising, I want to show you how TikTok uses these tactics to get you to buy things from TikTok Shop or from Amazon or from whatever. TikTok uses all the predatory advertising tactics that we've talked about, such as physical vulnerability. We see advertisements for weight loss, glass skin, and summer bodies, preying on people who are socially disadvantaged based on the way they look. We also have cognitive vulnerability. The average user of TikTok is between 16 and 24. However, as we know, many young people are on TikTok, and there's also young middle school aged influencers who are on TikTok telling you to buy things and telling other young girls and young kids to buy these things. I think the most obvious one is social vulnerability. TikTok preys on this the most, and for me, it's one of the most egregious. Clean girl must-haves, it girl must-haves, European summer must-haves. If you want to be that girl, if you want to manifest that girl energy this year, if you want to be an it girl, this is what you need. Again, it is preying on the innate human want to belong to a community. And they're saying you'll get this community and this acceptance and this love when you start buying these must-haves. We also have motivational and emotional vulnerability. TikTok's entire platform is based on the algorithm, meaning the moment that you like something about dogs, it tells the algorithm to pump your feed with more stuff about dogs. And as a result, then you're getting advertisements for toys, enrichment, leashes, etc. We've all had that moment where we're like talking about, hey, it'd be really nice to go visit California. And the second you turn on the TV, one of the ads is come visit California. It sounds like paranoia Big Brother, but these apps are listening to you and what you talk about. And so as a result, they pander advertisements towards you. I watch a lot of Drag Race and just gay media in general. Do you know how many PrEP ads I have? PrEP, Descovy, Biktarvy. I know all of the HIV/AIDS medications. I know all of them because they always flood my feed. My advertisement FBI agent that is spying on me thinks I am a HIV positive gay man. And that's okay. When you start looking up summer body or that girl or Pilates princess, all of a sudden you'll start getting advertisements for fitness gear, for fitness programs, for workout equipment. They're in real time exploiting both your motivation to get ready for summer and your emotional insecurities about your own body to sell you these things via the algorithm and TikTok Shop. And finally, they exploit economic vulnerability, promising thousands of dollars in commission and financial freedom if you become a TikTok creator. Get ready with me while I spill all the tea on TikTok Shop and how it changed my life. POV, you just earned $10,000 in one day from TikTok Shop. That is predatory. That's not realistic and it's predatory. So now we're gonna talk about some of my most egregious, in my opinion, TikTok predatory language and what they use and why I just think it's so awful. This single-handedly cured my blank. This at-home Pilates reformer single-handedly cured my love handles. This skinny tea single-handedly cured my skinny fat. This single-handedly cured me of debt. Anything like that is completely predatory. Nothing exists in a vacuum. Nothing single-handedly did anything. That is predatory. They are trying to say, all of your problems, this single-handedly fixed all of mine. When you used to struggle at corporate and now you just get to sit at home and get paid tens of thousands of dollars from TikTok Shop. Like that, again, it's supposed to make you feel isolated. It's supposed to make you feel like you're doing something wrong and that this person is doing something right and that you should follow their advice. Random people on the internet are not your therapists, doctors, nutritionalists, and financial advisors. Another one is, here's the truth about blah, 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 spilling the tea on blah, blah, blah. You have to understand that people have alternative interests. So when they're like, get ready with me while I tell you all about the tea of TikTok Shop, they're not telling you actual tea, meaning the hard work, the rejection, anything like that. They're trying to say, we're gonna give you all the insider information so you feel confident enough to sign up for yourself. But they're not actually giving you the insider information. They're making you feel like you're being let in on a little secret, that someone's spilling the tea, someone's saying, here's the truth about this thing that you don't know about, so they're gonna tell you the truth. They're earning your trust. They're gonna spill the tea. They're telling you their little secret. But they're not actually telling you the truth. They're telling you what you wanna hear, so then you sign up using their link and they get a kickback from it. The other thing I wanted to say is that what's hard is that like consumer feedback is really important. Like I loved early YouTube because it was girls in their bedroom talking about what makeup to buy and it was with their own money and they weren't being paid and it was just interesting. And I do value like
telling people like awesome products, not because I'm being paid for it, but because I think they're awesome. The problem with like influencer marketing and everything being linked to a storefront, being linked to Amazon, being linked to TikTok Shop. Now do you like this product because it earns you commission? Are you telling me that you love this product because it's making you money and they send it to you for free or they paid you? Or because you actually like it? And there are people who take sponsorships of brands and products they actually like, and I hope to do that one day. But because we have so much influencer marketing, it's hard to know. It sort of like dilutes the potency of consumer feedback, because now I'm like, are you just saying that because they paid you or because they sent you free lip gloss?
They simplify these things that if you do this, you will get free clothes. If you sign up for TikTok Shop, you will be making $10,000 a day. If you buy this Pilates reformer, you will undoubtedly be skinny. That is what they're trying to tell you, is that if you do this, this will happen. And that's the history of all advertisements. If you smoke camelbacks, what are they called? Camels? Yeah. You could tell that I smoke a lot of cigarettes. If you smoke Marbies, you'll be hot and sexy. If you buy this fridge, your husband won't beat you. You know, like that is a history of advertising. We're just seeing it differently with TikTok. And I think the difference is that with TikTok, it's constant. You're scrolling. So you're just trying to scroll on TikTok, looking at your little dog videos, your little Taylor Swift videos. And then you get a random sponsored ad for Puffs Plus tissues. You get what you think is a normal TikTok video, and then in the bottom corner it says earns commission or TikTok Shop affiliate, and then you just get plain and simple advertisements from TikTok Shop. So it's like you're getting bombarded not only from corporations, not only from creators, but also from the app itself with 3 different types of advertisements. There's no way you can be on the internet today and not know about the cost of fast fashion and not know about the cost of hyper-consumerism. So to say that these creators are ignorant of what they're doing is to absolve them of the responsibility.
But the main culprit and who's really to blame are the corporations whose big business practices are so unethical and who don't take care of their own waste.
Some more toxic TikTok language is run, don't walk to get this thing. That pressure of urgency. It's gonna run out. Run, don't walk. Oh my God, it's not gonna be trendy and too much. Run, don't walk. Please go get it, because if you don't get it now, then you're gonna be missing the boat. Then you won't be a part of this community. That urgency, that emergency feeling to make you feel like, oh my God, I have to get this. I can't even think about it because otherwise it's gonna be gone. Toxic. If you're not monetizing your TikTok with TikTok Shop, then what are you doing? If you're not getting gift cards from Shein, then what are you doing? If you're not blah, 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 then what are you doing? That language, it's a little bit shameful. And again, it's making you feel like you're missing out on something, that you're missing out on the special thing that everybody else is doing. And people are going, what are you doing? If you're not doing this, then what are you doing? They're kind of withholding community to make you feel like you need this item or need to do this thing. I have 2 more and then I'll be done with my little rant. One of the most egregious examples is cool girl must-haves. Everything you need for a European summer. Vanilla girl must-haves. How to be an it girl. How to be that girl. What cool girls are wearing this summer. All of that language is to make you feel othered and to make you feel like you're not a cool girl, you're not an it girl, you're not a vanilla girl, you're not that girl, whatever the trend is, because you don't have these items. And I love aesthetics. That's how I got my channel started. I like to talk about aesthetics. But what I try to do is I try to talk about niche aesthetics in a way that it's inspiration of what you can use your own closet and romanticize in your life, and get away from creativity and self-expression in the form of clothing equals consumerism. It does not. It does not. Just because you have the ability to swipe a credit card does not make you fashionable. Just because you can buy something every single month doesn't mean you have style or creativity or a fashion sense. It is not that hard to swipe a credit card on the top 10 trendiest items on Pretty Little Thing. It's not. So when they're saying this is how to become this new trending aesthetic, they're trying to sell you this dream. They're trying to sell you this aesthetic. If you want to be an eclectic grandpa, this is what you have to buy to get that feeling. You're never gonna get that feeling from purchasing. They're trying to make you feel excluded and tempting you into the cool girls club, the cool kids club, via purchasing. And the last one, and the one that inspired this video, and I have to remember, like, don't hate the player, hate the game, but also like hold the players accountable sometimes. My condolences. My condolences to anybody that bought this, because now it's cheaper than a Chipotle burrito. So sorry that anybody that bought this full price, because now it's the same price as a cup of coffee. My condolences to anybody that lost weight regularly, because now we have Ozempic. My condolences to anybody that did this, because now we have this. You're manufacturing this feeling of empathy and you're feeling sorry for someone because they missed out on this purchasing opportunity while advertising that now it's half off and cheaper. Those prices are inflated. It cost 50 cents, if that, and then they marked it at $20 to try to sell to some of you, to people who don't know better. And then they slashed the price to $10 to make you feel like you're in on it. Sales, all of that, they are manufactured. You're not making money. You're not cheating the system when you buy something on sale on purpose. You're not like, ooh, I'm cheating this corporation because I'm getting this thing on sale. No, they priced it that way. They're doing that on purpose. They're creating a sale and an urgency to make you feel like you have to get this item. That's why flash sales exist. That's why things like Black Friday exist. These urgent flash sales, they won't be here for long. It's now the price of this. You gotta get it now, is to create urgency so you don't actually think about your purchases. And to use like my condolences, I'm so sorry to anybody, it's just that, I don't know, that one really gets under my skin. To me, that one is just the most toxic and predatory, because it's not only making people feel bad for either not purchasing something or purchasing something too early, but then it's saying, if you don't want to be like that sorry person that paid full price for this, buy this now when it's half price. And I just hate that. Advertising is so psychological. They have psychologists and sociologists on advertising boards to get inside your head, to make you feel emotionally vulnerable. So I'm not really trying to shame anyone that's fallen for it, because I understand, like, I've done it too. And it is sort of like, don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Like, it's not just these individuals, and I'm going to use examples. I don't want you to go after any of the individuals that I use, because it's part of a bigger issue of that we're so comfortable peddling crap to each other. It's now not just corporations, companies, the government peddling stuff to us, advertising stuff to us. We're doing it to each other, and I hate that. Like, as the consumers, we should be together and as one. Advertising and engaging with people is a multi-billion-dollar business. And so this idea that influencers are making money off these corporations by selling it, no, these corporations are using you. They are using your labor, your skills, your audience, because you're doing billions of dollars worth of advertising research and labor for them.
In reference to influencer marketing, you have to think like pre-influencer marketing, let's just say pre-2010, that in order for L'Oreal to make a 30-second advertisement for mascara, they would have to hire a model, a videographer, a director, a sound guy, a music guy, an editor, have it get approved, and probably do a day at least of shooting, if not more, and maybe at the quickest turnaround from conception of the video, doing the market research on the target audience, doing the market research on what the trendiest colors and music is, after doing weeks of market research, booking the model, booking all the videographers and editors, shooting it for a day or two, having it edited, then putting maybe a month, and that's a quick turnaround. And that's also hundreds of thousands of dollars for that 30-second advertisement. Now, L'Oreal can send a tube of mascara to a micro-influencer, to even a macro-influencer, and say, can you make a 30-second video? In exchange, we'll send you free product. And that person can sit in front of their phone, film it and edit it themselves, and send it to that company, to L'Oreal, within a day, within a couple hours. And L'Oreal can have that up and running within 48 hours on their platforms and have only spent the money of one tube of mascara and shipping it to you. They're saving so much money on this influencer marketing, especially when they're sending you free product in exchange for videos.
So yeah, that was my little rant for today. I guess it was kind of different. This has just been on my mind, and I just feel like I need everyone to like wake up and realize how manipulative and predatory advertising in general is, but then specifically TikTok Shop, Amazon storefronts, and obviously this goes to like Instagram and other social media sites, because they are using influencers and your trust in the individual influencer to peddle crap to you. And I don't think that's okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know what else you'd like to see from me. I also have a TikTok and Instagram if you want to follow me on there. And if you want to keep commercials off this channel, if you like the fact that I don't have sponsored ads in the middle of my videos, please subscribe to my Patreon. It is, I think, $3 a month. And I do 2 exclusive videos over there a month. As we get bigger, I want to do live streams and book clubs. And that is the only advertisement I'll be doing in this video. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a happy day. Bye.